Hey everyone, and today I'll be covering everything you need to know about ExpressVPN, especially if you're looking for a VPN that works reliably for streaming, torrenting, or just keeping your online activity completely private. So ExpressVPN is one of the most well-known names in the VPN industry, and while it isn't the cheapest option out there, it's earned a strong reputation for being one of the fastest and most consistent performers, particularly if you care about things like privacy, ease of use, and global coverage. And just a quick heads up, if you do decide ExpressVPN is the right fit for you, I'll include links to any current discounts or deals I can find down in the description, so feel free to take advantage of those if you're interested. Now at its core, a VPN creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet. And what Express does especially well is act as a kind of middle layer that hides your activity from your internet provider, advertisers, and even hackers on public Wi-Fi. But beyond just privacy, it also masks your physical location so that websites and services only see the VPN server location you're connected to. So if you're in Los Angeles but connected to a server in London, sites think you're in the UK. And that simple location shift is what makes VPN so useful for streaming, gaming, and accessing sites that are otherwise region locked. So once you've picked a plan and created your account on the ExpressVPN website, the setup process is pretty quick. Just download the app for whatever device you're using, sign in, and you'll be good to go. The interface is really clean and simple to use. When you first open the app, you'll see a big circular button in the center. That's your connect button, and by default, it'll be red and say not connected. To choose a location, just click the location bar underneath. That'll open up a list of countries you can connect to, and Express currently has over 3,000 servers in 105 countries. Some countries even offer city-level server options, which you can expand with a small arrow. So for example, you could choose to connect to New York instead of just USA. Once you connect, the interface turns green and you'll see a connected message, which makes it really easy to tell when everything's working. And since all the settings are tucked away in the options menu, the main screen stays pretty minimalistic. So even if you've never used a VPN before, it won't feel overwhelming. Now ExpressVPN also offers apps for just about everything, including Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, routers, browser extensions, and even gaming consoles. And all the versions work consistently, so you won't have to relearn the interface if you switch between devices. Now one of the biggest reasons people look into VPNs in the first place is for streaming, and ExpressVPN is easily one of the most reliable options here. So whether you're trying to access region-specific libraries on Netflix, or you want to watch shows on Hulu or Amazon Prime that aren't available in your country, ExpressVPN makes that really simple by letting you pick a server in another location. And what's great is that during testing, there wasn't any noticeable drop in speed or quality. It works just like you're watching locally. Gaming is another area where ExpressVPN can be surprisingly helpful. By connecting to servers in other regions, you can sometimes get early access to game releases or even download DLC that isn't available yet in your country. Plus, depending on how matchmaking works in the game you're playing, it may even help you land in more relaxed lobbies, though that part can vary depending on the game. And then for platforms like cryptocurrency exchanges, online betting sites, or international casinos, many of these are restricted based on your location. So ExpressVPN can simulate a presence in an allowed country, which lets you use the service as if you were physically there. Now some platforms like PokerStars or DraftKings use additional detection tools like GeoComply, so they may still block VPN usage, but for many services, ExpressVPN works just fine. And finally, for torrenting, this is one of the safer VPNs you can use, because when you're torrenting, your IP is visible to every peer in the swarm, so if you're not using a VPN, anyone can see exactly where that traffic is coming from. ExpressVPN keeps you anonymous, and it offers consistently fast download speeds too, which is a huge plus for larger files. Now, when it comes to privacy and security, ExpressVPN continues to be one of the strongest options out there, especially if you're concerned about who actually owns your VPN provider. A few years ago, ExpressVPN was acquired by Cape Technologies, which was previously known as Crossriter. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because Crossriter had a reputation for enabling ad injection through browser extensions. Now to be clear, they didn't distribute malware themselves, but their platform was used by others to do that. So understandably, that raised some concerns when the acquisition was first announced, but since then, ExpressVPN has continued to operate independently, and they've gone out of their way to show that they're commitment to security hasn't changed. As of 2025, they've published more than 20 independent security audits from firms like KPMG, PwC, Cure53, and Praetorian. These cover everything from server infrastructure to their encryption protocols, and the results have consistently confirmed that no user data is ever stored or exposed. They also rebuilt their proprietary lightweight protocol using Rust, a safer programming language known for reducing vulnerabilities, and that updated version has since passed additional security reviews as well. So whether you're worried about your data being logged, your identity being tracked, or your connection being compromised, ExpressVPN really does offer some of the best peace of mind you can get. So looking at the app itself, the layout is clean and minimalistic, which makes it really easy to use even if you're brand new to VPNs. Right from the main screen, you've got a big connect button, a location picker underneath that, and a few shortcuts for websites or apps you use often, like Netflix, your browser, or your torrent client. And that's really all you need on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you head into the options menu, there are a few standout features worth highlighting. First, there's Network Lock, which is ExpressVPN's version of a kill switch. If your VPN connection drops unexpectedly, Network Lock will immediately cut off your internet so your real IP or browsing data doesn't get exposed. It's especially important if you're torrenting or dealing with sensitive information. Then there's split tunneling, which lets you choose which apps go through the VPN and which ones don't. So if you want to route only your torrent app or video player through the VPN while letting the rest of your apps use your regular connection, you can do that here. It's a really helpful feature if you're juggling tasks or using local apps that don't play well with VPNs. And if you turn on advanced protection, ExpressVPN can also block things like trackers, malicious websites, adult content, and even ads. Now it doesn't remove ads completely, it just stops them from loading, so you'll see blank spaces instead. But it's still a nice option to have if you want a little extra filtering. Lastly, you can choose which VPN protocol to use. The lightweight protocol, which now runs on Rust, is the fastest and most secure. There's a UDP version for speed and a TCP version for compatibility. You can also switch to OpenVPN if you prefer, or just leave it on automatic and let the app choose the best option for you. On Windows specifically, there's also a lightweight turbo option that can boost your connection performance even more. And as of 2025, any early issues with speed drops or connectivity have been addressed, so you're getting stable, fast connections almost anywhere in the world. In terms of raw performance, ExpressVPN typically results in only about a 7% speed loss globally, which is among the best you'll see from any VPN. And because of how their server network is set up, you're rarely left waiting for a connection or forced to switch to a slower location. So how does it compare to other options? NordVPN is still a top-tier choice if you're looking for a ton of features, especially things like Threat Protection Pro or specialty servers for extra privacy. And their NordLynx protocol gives them a slight edge in certain speed tests, depending on where you're located. Surfshark, on the other hand, is one of the better options if you're on a tighter budget. You still get good speed and coverage, but you might notice a bit of a drop in performance compared to Express or Nord, especially on long-distance connections. If your top priority is having the most consistent, high-performing VPN without needing to tweak or customize anything, ExpressVPN remains one of the best all-around options. Overall, ExpressVPN is one of the most comprehensive VPNs available. It's fast, easy to use, works across just about every device, and it consistently performs well for everything, from streaming and gaming to torrenting and private browsing. And while it may cost a bit more than some of the budget options out there, you're getting reliable top-tier performance without needing to mess with settings or troubleshoot things later on. For anyone who just wants a VPN that works and keeps working, this is definitely one to consider. Now, if you do decide ExpressVPN is the right fit for you, I'll include links in the description where you can check for any current deals or extra months free. So feel free to take advantage of those if you'd like, and hopefully you found this review helpful. If so, please leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down in the comments below, as I love getting to answer as many of those as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.